I was in the office working on this, working on Arkansas State, and I did hear one of the coaches kind of said, hey, our guy said some good stuff last night. But I didn't ask because I didn't have time to really go through it. But no, but I'm going to look into it.
Well, I mean, we got to learn the lessons, the little things. And Casey said we went into Houston like we own the place, and had to learn some stuff.
Yeah, and I appreciate him saying that. I'm just glad they know that because we kind of talked about that we just felt like that maybe we weren't mentally ready to roll, and sometimes you have to get knocked down a little bit to realize things, and we've been knocked down pretty good 4 times in a row, and it's been hard to swallow, but we're going to bounce back.
I'm assuming the Connor thing happened in the first game in Houston.
Yeah, it happened right in his last inning. We saw he started kind of picking under his shirt there and with his throwing hand under his glove hand, and we were like, maybe there's something going on there. And we did send the trainer out. I think if you were there, you might have noticed. And he kind of said, hey, I'm just cramping a little bit. So we didn't know if we bought that real good. We thought we'll just let him see how this pitch goes. He threw a good pitch. I think he threw one more, got out of the inning, and then once we got him over there and talked to him a little bit, kind of realized that we need to shut him down, and I'm glad we did.
Well, Connor, how big of a jump do you think he's made this season? How important is he to have out there fighting again?
Oh, he's made a big jump. I mean, he's very confident. He's a strike thrower. I always say he's got plus secondary stuff. He's got an average, when you're talking on a pro scale type fastball, maybe just a little under. And he knows how to compete. He doesn't get too rattled. He's made a big jump, and he's a big part of our team.
You confident Wicklander being able to come out and start on Friday?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Wicklander's got great stuff, and he just didn't have it last week. I don't know why. Hadn't really seen it. I think if, who knows, if he could have got through that second inning, maybe he could have turned it around. But he threw a lot of innings threw a lot of pitches in that inning, and that's usually, a disaster. It's hard to send it back out if you throw 30 pitches in an inning or 32. You're not going to last. So we had a pretty fresh bullpen. We went to it, and once we got through that, it went pretty good.
What do you expect out of Bolden and Ramage? And then when you spring ahead to the 2 games the next week, what do you do?
Well, we'll do everything we can to win Friday, and then with Bolden starting on Saturday, just do what he's been doing. And man, he's been flat out just throwing strikes and pitching ahead in the count, and teams are swinging, and they're making contacts, not striking a lot of guys out, but he's just done a good job for us. And if he can do that again and give us 3 to 4 to 5 good innings, we'll go to the next guy. And then Ramage, he threw real well against Baylor. He just made a couple mistakes. I think in a 0-0 game, he's got a 1-2 count or no 2 count on the 9-hole hitter, and he hits him in the foot with a back foot slider. I mean, it wasn't smart. He just stayed away or just bury the ball, see if he'll swing, and that was with 2 outs. And then we have a wild pitch, and then we got a base hit, and we're losing. And then just little things. But he's been throwing the ball extremely well. And then, after the weekend, we'll just see what we got left and go from there. And hopefully we have a little better feeling than we have after the last 4 games, and put a team on the field and probably start some younger guys as far as on the mound and give some guys an opportunity, because when you get past Tuesday, we're not going to throw our guys because we've got to go down to Starkville, Mississippi, and play one of the best teams in the country.
With Bolden, how close is he being back fully, stamina-wise, velocity-wise, things like that?
Well, velocity-wise, I think there's still 3 or 4 more miles an hour in there. Now, if he'd have stayed healthy from the time we had him, I think he'd be throwing the ball 93, 94 every pitch, because he was 90 mile an hour. He's almost back to where he was velocity-wise, but his command's a lot better now, and his changeup's better, and as far as the conditioning, he's in great shape. The arm's in great shape. I mean, he's been built up to be a starter. We don't have him built up to go in and give us an inning or 2. It's more like 75, 85, 90 pitches what we could get out of him.
You going with Kerstead at first or in right?
Not sure yet, honestly. Working on that. I got a few meetings today with some guys, and we're trying to figure out if we're going to make some adjustments over there. to get maybe another player in the lineup. If we can put Heston back in the outfield, are we going to move somebody else to first? But if we do that, we're doing it because we're trying to get ready for next weekend as well. And we've got to get somebody some experience. So I'll know more of that in the morning.
You touched on this up there. South Alabama's got a really good pitcher Friday. You've seen some already.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever had a non-conference season like this where you've seen the caliber of ones?
You know, I would say as of this far in, no. I mean, and, you know, we knew what we were going to see at the tournament in Houston. And, you know, when scheduled Eastern Illinois 2 or 3 years ago for this series, we didn't know they're going to have, you know, that type of Friday guy. I mean, he's an SEC pitcher. And, I mean, you could go on and on. It's been tough. So I guess to answer your question, it's probably been the roughest, at least so far, as, you know, the talent we've had to try to beat.
How much do you think that's prepared you for conference?
Well, I guess time will tell on that, but it's definitely better to face it now than kind of get shocked when you get there and you're kind of going, wow, you know, this is such a step up. I don't think anything's going to be a step up. I think the only thing that's really going to be a step up is maybe, you know, the position players are all going to be good and you're playing in an environment with 10,000 people that aren't cheering for you. That's really the difference.
South Alabama's hitting 200. I don't know much more than that. But what do you know?
I mean, that's amazing to me because they usually hit a lot. And so but then I look at their schedule, and they played some good teams, and they faced some good arms, but they're still struggling. But they're finding a way to win 1 or 2 games every weekend, hitting 200. That's amazing, you know. Against Gonzaga, they won 2 out of 3, but they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th in the Sunday game to win. They were down 3. So Gonzaga's bullpen let it slip. So that gave them some momentum, and then they go over to Alabama last night and lose 12-2. You know, it's just up and down. But they're, like I said, they're a very scrappy, talented, tough program, and they're coming over here, you know, kind of like we are. They need to win games.